Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we carefully unpack the unfolding drama and historic moments of the British royal family. Today we examine a truly unprecedented chapter, a final and irreversible verdict issued by King Charles III against his younger brother, the former Duke of York. This decision marks a turning point, a moment of ultimate accountability and a loss of royal status so complete that it redefines the very boundaries of the modern monarchy. Before we dive into the full story, take a moment to support the channel, like this video, subscribe for deeper insights into royal affairs, and tap that notification bell so you never miss our most important updates. Now, onto the stunning development shaking royal circles worldwide. King Charles has officially and permanently stripped Prince Andrew of all remaining royal titles, styles, and military honors. This is not a minor administrative change. It is one of the most forceful and historically rare acts of royal discipline in modern times. It draws a decisive line under years of controversy and public scrutiny surrounding the disgraced prince. Buckingham Palace confirmed the move through a statement that carried enormous weight. The man once styled His Royal Highness the Duke of York will now be known simply as Andrew Mountbatten. Windsor, this isn't just a change of name, it's a symbolic demotion, a fall from royal eminence to private citizen status. But the king's decree goes even further. Andrew has been ordered to vacate his longtime residence, the Royal Lodge, and relocate to privately funded accommodation. This decision comes after years of public frustration and mounting pressure over the optics of Andrew continuing to live in a grand 30-room, Grade 2, listed mansion within Windsor Great Park, a property deeply tied to royal heritage. Once home to the Queen Mother herself, under a highly favorable lease, secured at what's known as a peppercorn rent, essentially a token fee, Andrew enjoyed lavish comfort supported by royal privilege, despite having no official duties and facing lingering allegations. Public outrage over this arrangement was immense. The perception of entitlement in the face of scandal became impossible for the crown to justify. Thus, the palace's official statement was clear and firm. His Majesty has today initiated the formal process to remove the styles, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. Formal notice has been served to surrender the lease, and he will move to alternative private accommodation. These measures are considered necessary, notwithstanding his continued denial of the allegations. That final clause, acknowledging his denials yet enforcing the decision, underscores the king's unwavering resolve to prioritize the integrity of the monarchy over familial loyalty. King Charles has made one message unmistakably clear. Regardless of Prince Andrew's repeated denials concerning the allegations tied to his association with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the damage to the monarchy's reputation is irreversible. For the king, the preservation of public trust and institutional integrity must come before family loyalty. Under the reign of Charles III, the monarchy is drawing a firm line in the sand. Credibility outweighs kinship. And yet, amid this sweeping erasure of Andrew's royal identity, the loss of titles, honors, military ranks, and even his grand residence, two peculiar exceptions remain. They are remnants of his birthright that not even the sovereign can remove by royal decree. The first is his place in the line of succession. By virtue of his birth as the son of Queen Elizabeth II, Andrew remains constitutionally anchored in the order of heirs to the throne, an inescapable fact of British law, untouched by scandal or public opinion. He currently occupies the 8th position in the line of succession. Let's briefly review the order. Ahead of him are Prince William, the Prince of Wales, followed by William's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Next comes Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, along with his children Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Directly after Lilibet stands Prince Andrew, underscoring that while his public standing has collapsed, his constitutional link to the crown remains intact. The second surviving privilege is far more technical, yet deeply symbolic. Andrew retains his appointment as a Counselor of State, a constitutional role designed to ensure continuity should the monarch become temporarily unable to perform official duties due to illness, absence, or foreign travel. These counselors are empowered to carry out important administrative functions on behalf of the sovereign, such as attending Privy Council meetings, approving royal proclamations, and signing certain official documents. However, In practice, this privilege now exists only on paper. A specific legal reform, the Councillors of State Act of 2022, was enacted precisely to address this issue. The new law clarified that non-working royals like Prince Andrew and Prince Harry would no longer be called upon to exercise the duties of Councillors of State. In effect, the act stripped the role of any functional power for both men, ensuring that only active serving members of the royal family can temporarily represent the monarch. Even the royal family's official website reinforces this, stating explicitly, in practice, only working members of the royal family are called upon to act as Councillors of State. Thus, while Andrew technically retains the title, it is ceremonial and void of authority. He remains in name only, excluded from the levers of power that define the monarchy's continuity. And it's worth emphasizing just how weighty the role of Councillor of State once was. While they could sign routine documents and oversee day-to-day matters, certain sovereign powers, such as the creation of new peers, the dissolution of parliament, or granting royal assent to legislation, remain the exclusive prerogative of the monarch. In Andrew's case, even the smallest vestige of influence within that framework has been systematically neutralized. The position of Councillor of State requires individuals who are trusted, available, and actively engaged in the machinery of government. By removing Prince Andrew from any practical role within this framework, the monarchy ensures stability and institutional security. Support for this decision has been broad and unwavering, particularly among the upper ranks of the royal family. Senior figures, most notably Prince William, the heir to the throne, have reportedly thrown their full weight behind the king's actions. This unified stance sends a clear and powerful message. The crown will always prioritize integrity and public confidence over personal comfort or family ties. For years, the controversy surrounding Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell had cast a long and dark shadow across the monarchy. The royal institution, which depends so heavily on moral credibility, could no longer afford ambiguity. The king's move therefore represents a final, necessary rupture, a decisive act to cleanse the monarchy of lingering scandal. Now, let us turn to the matter of Andrew's relocation, a transition that carries both legal and emotional weight. Surrendering the Royal Lodge lease is a complex undertaking, considering the years of financial and personal investment Andrew poured into the property. So where will Mr. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, go from here? According to official confirmation, he will be moved to a private residence located on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, one of the Crown's most historic and cherished private holdings. Sandringham offers both privacy and security, yet the accommodation awaiting him is a far cry from the opulence of Royal Lodge. The contrast could not be more symbolic, from the grandeur of a 30-room mansion to a quiet, modest home on a remote royal estate, a visual reflection of his diminished status. Equally significant is how this arrangement is being financed. In a deliberate move designed to maintain public trust and transparency, King Charles III has chosen to personally fund his brother's new living arrangements. All costs from upkeep to daily expenses will be borne entirely by the king himself, without drawing a single penny from the sovereign grant or taxpayer funds. This distinction is vital. It severs the financial link that once connected Andrew's lifestyle to the public purse, a source of widespread resentment among the British people. By assuming this personal responsibility, the king reinforces a crucial message: royal privilege must never again come at public expense. However, this gesture of financial support extends only to Andrew. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, who continued to live alongside her former husband at Royal Lodge despite their divorce, an arrangement long viewed with fascination and criticism, will not be rehoused by the king. Her future residence remains a private matter, but the message is unmistakable. Charles's generosity has clear boundaries. His assistance ends with his brother. The relocation to Sandringham marks a final turning point in Andrew's life. Once a decorated naval officer, a duke, and a senior working royal, he now enters a far quieter, more isolated existence, living on the outskirts of royal life, both literally and figuratively. Dependent upon his brother's discretion and goodwill, he occupies a new role, a private man under royal supervision. This entire episode transcends the scope of a mere family dispute. It stands as a constitutional reckoning, a moment when the monarch exercised his full authority to defend the dignity, accountability, and future of the British crown. King Charles III's decision to strip Prince Andrew of his titles and remove him from royal lodge marks a defining moment in the modern evolution of the monarchy. It reflects a long overdue commitment to transparency, accountability, and the moral renewal many had called for. Despite Andrew's continued claims of innocence, this decisive move underscores the reality that the monarchy answers not to the courts, but to the court of public opinion. The institution cannot afford to shoulder the burden of one man's controversy any longer. In many ways, the king has carried out a necessary act of preservation, excising a source of reputational decay to ensure the crown's survival. The Duke of York is no more. What remains is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, a private citizen, devoid of constitutional power, and reliant on the sovereign's goodwill. This marks the formal end of a deeply troubling chapter in royal history, one defined by scandal and disgrace, and closed through the firm resolve of the monarch. This moment invites reflection on the shifting balance of power within the royal family and the monarchy's need to remain beyond reproach. The message is unmistakable. Privilege of birth no longer guarantees immunity from consequence. In doing so, King Charles has shown that duty to the crown outweighs even the deepest familial bonds, a personal sacrifice made for the integrity of the institution. We'd love to hear your perspective. Did King Charles go far enough? Should Andrew also be removed from the line of succession? And what does this decision reveal about the future direction of the monarchy under Charles III? Share your thoughts below. Your voice adds depth to these important conversations. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more royal updates, and join us again as we continue to explore the ever-evolving story of Britain's royal legacy.